Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So we are studying the Bhismadev's Stuti. In the morning we saw first three shlokas or three texts from there. So now we will recite Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Passing Away of Bhismadev, text 34. Yudhituragavajo vidumra vishva Kachaluritas mara vari alankritasye Mama nishita share vividyamana Kvachestu Krishna Atma. So the translation and purport by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. On the battlefield where Sri Krishna attended Arjuna out of his friendship, the flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. And because of his labor, beads of sweat wetted his face. All these decorations, intensified by the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go on to Lord Shri Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dati Swapanahitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sarvana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Vishnarini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Namaha He Krishna Paramasunto Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So while recitation of Mangalacharan prayers, so it is not a running race like who will finish first or something like that. So it is in fact one of our in the Bhakti Shastri session yesterday we were discussing on the items of knowledge. So one of the items of knowledge is not to be proud about oneself. And so one of like all the students were all quite well situated in the corporate companies. So like one Mataji asked that like every time we have to give appraisal, and in the appraisal like we have to glorify ourselves, and also like before we present ourselves anywhere, so we have to glorify ourselves, in order to inform others like know how qualified I am. Now I am fit to speak, like that. So first we start with glorification. That's the corporate, standard, And so then how to do that? So like, so then I asked like, what do we do like before starting to speak? So before starting to speak, we offer Mangalacharan. So what does the Mangalacharan actually, does? So in the corporate style, now I have to prove myself that I am qualified to speak. And in devotional style, what are we doing? Huh? We are glorifying the Supreme Lord, we are glorifying the spiritual master, we are glorifying the parampara. So why we are doing that? Because they are qualified to speak and we are just repeating their words. So like this problem. Even if I don't have qualification, it is fine. So they have qualification and we are just going to speak what they have spoken. So in that way it is very nice. And this also it's a very, very nice arrangement, this Shravanam. So in fact, as Prabhuji was mentioning in the morning, that Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, like he was constantly chanting the names of the Lord. He was attached to holy name and he was attached to the Dham. So and he was constantly engaged in that. So but in our situation, it is quite difficult for us to do that. So it is quite difficult for us to 24/7 just chant. So it is very, very difficult. So it is like maybe 100 here, So like in our vehicles, we have 4 gears. In Krishna consciousness, we have lot more gears. So 100 gear. So if you don't have that kind of a fast, that kind of a pace, if you put that gear, the vehicle will stop. So if somebody is told that only way to practice Krishna consciousness is just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. No, it is very, very difficult. So he'll be the most miserable person in the world. Right? So just chant Hare Krishna is quite difficult actually. So that's why we have been given various engagements. You can read also, you can hear also, you can honor prasadam also, you can do deity worship also. And this is not sufficient, you can do nishkama karma. So you can do a dharmic activity without attachment to the results. And if somebody says, no, no, I want results also, then no, like don't come to yoga practice. Whole world is open for you. No, you go somewhere else. No, here you cannot. No, you will not be satisfied here, and we will also not be satisfied having you. So in this way, like the alternatives or like many wonderful arrangements, are given. So now, at times, like at least in intervals, we need to take time out to have intense Shravanam and Kirtanam. And that's the best of all process, but it is quite difficult to practice. And so that is why, like, when we come in association of devotees, and then also we tell that, like, okay, this Shravanam so only lasts till, 5:30, so it is fine. Like, 5:30 is actually non-stop, we have to hear. And whenever there is a gap, we have to, chant and hear. So in that way, like no, our mind has a this one. Okay, there is a deadline is there, and till the time we have to non-stop here. So and people who are interested to practice this, more. So they are also welcome. So they all facilities will be provided. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada was telling that somebody was complaining that one person is just chanting or like doing Shravanam Kirtanam. So then like he told that okay fine you also do it and show. It's like even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's example is also there in this. So like you also can do that. So then he tried for some time and he could not. So it is quite difficult, So but the acharyas actually tell that if somebody can do that non-stop and if he is happy doing that, so all facilities will be provided. So we don't need to provide, Krishna himself will provide all facilities. So in that way, like it is very, very nice to actually come and dedicate time for the purpose of Shravanam and Kirtan. And as we know, like this is the topmost of all the angas of devotional service, like Shravanam and Kirtan. And Taramadya Sarvashreshta Nama Sankirtan Niraparadi Namalai Paya Premada. So like if somebody can, like chant the names of the Lord without committing offenses, so then that is very, very nice. So this is chanting the names of the Lord or chanting the glories of the Lord. So this is not different from each other. And here we see this Srimad Bhagavatam, where this amazing prayer, that is there of Bhismadev. And whenever you read Bhagavatam, you will find that as if the pastimes are going on a like fast forward, and then when prayers come, it becomes like very deeply and slowly it is going. And even devotees initially, like they find it that why at all these prayers come. It is so boring. Sometimes like devotees actually think. But after a devotee starts, like getting more deeper insights into Krishna consciousness, so then he actually relishes the prayer. Prayers are in fact the topmost fruit of the this amazing literature. So Srimad Bhagavatam. So why there is so much of prayers and why there is so much of time that is spent in the prayers? We see the sambandha, like when we understand what exists and how it exists. So like what exists is the Supreme Lord exists and his energies exist. And naturally the energies must be engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord. And so when the energy, like we the living entities, we are energies of the Supreme Lord. So when we want to engage in the service of the Supreme Lord, so how easy it is? It is not possible by our own endeavor. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Gahimindri. Sevan Kehi Jivada Swayameva Spuratada. So only when we render service unto Krishna and Krishna becomes pleased, so then he will award us the then he can actually reveal himself unto us. And it is not easy, or it is not straightforward, or it is not by my own endeavor, I can access the Lord's name, Lord's form, or Lord's service and things like that. So it is not possible. So it needs the grace of the Lord. So whenever this point of I cannot do things on my own, and I need the grace of somebody, so immediately there is this one of petitioning, that actually comes. So there is a question of begging or petitioning or appealing to the Lord, actually comes. And that's where this one about prayer, so this prayer is, the prayer becomes relishable. So when we understand our position very nicely, that I need, for my my existence, my actual existence is, as a servant of the Lord, and to realize this existence, I need the grace of the Lord, and for that, I need to petition to the Lord, right? So in this way, these prayers are very very relishable, for devotees who have got a little clarity on the sambandha. So then, it becomes very relishable. So they find it it's like. A beggar is able to get good collection, means another beggar will tell no, how did you beg? So, so in the same way, we can see that if somebody is able to chant nicely, if somebody is able to relish Krishna consciousness, so another devotee will ask no, what is your prayers? How did you appeal to the Lord? So how did the Lord become favorable unto you? So in this way, you can see these prayers offered by great devotees. So they're all successful begging, case studies where they have got the greatest, this one greatest collection. That is Krishna. Krishna is the greatest wealth in the entire creation, and somehow or other they are able to get Krishna. So these prayers are highly rated, highly rated methodologies, for begging. So now we see in this prayer, Bhismadev is telling, he is actually remembering on the battlefield. So Krishna's attended to Arjuna out of friendship, and so Krishna's various form, or what did he actually see in the battlefield? That is actually mentioning over here. The flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. So the same kind of this one, it happens when during Goduli time. So when Krishna actually returns from cowherd pastime, back to Vrindavan. So that time also similar kind of a this one is there. So but then there it is, dust raised by the hoofs of cows, and here it is dust raised by the hoofs of horses. And and also it is seen that because of hard labor, so Krishna has beads of sweat, that is wetting his face. So generally, this is all symptom of material this one. So materially, there is pavarga is there. So in that pavarga, so one of this one is pena. So that is foam in the mouth or sweat in the this one and things like that. So, but then, so Krishna also demonstrates. So when long back, one devotee was mentioning this. It is not a Vedic statement. It is not something to, but it was something meaningful. So Bhagwan kara to leela, and hum karenge to kuch to bata rahe the, no, I forgot. So but Lord does, no, that is leela. And so hum karenge to to character leela. So Lord's Ras Leela first time, when he performs it is Leela. And if we perform like that, so then our character becomes Leela. So it actually somewhat matched to the Vedic conclusion. So, so in this way we see that when Lord actually performs these pastimes, so this is just to exhibit his his affection towards the devotees. He actually exhibits such pastimes. So, but we should not think that the Lord's body is also made of matter, and it also experiences the transformations just like any other material body experiences. So one should not have that kind of an idea. So and so he is basically Vishnudev is glorifying the Lord's darshan with amazing decoration. So the decorations are the dust, that is there on the nice, beautiful hair of the Lord, and which is raised by the horse's hooves, and then beads of sweat. And also another decoration that he's mentioning is the wounds, that is inflicted by the arrows, of Bhismadev. So so these three things, like Bhismadev is considering to be like decorations. So now, like none of these things we can consider as decoration. So if, like some devotee is doing, given the deity worship service, and then he's not cleansed the deity or cleansed the photograph nicely, and dust is there. And if he's asked, like, no, Prabhuji, kyun seva theek se nahi kiya? So, and if he quotes this shloka, Prabhuji is a decoration. So, then उनको सेवा से हटाया जाएगा. So, like it is, we cannot say that the dust on the deity form of the Lord or dust on the photograph of the Lord is decorations on the Lord. So it is not at all, we should not see in that way. So, but the setting is there. So different kind of a setting is there. It's a battlefield setting. And what is decoration in the battlefield setting? Will not be a decoration in the altar setting, right? So in the altar setting, if there is dust is there, that is like, in fact, it is seva aparad. So we should ensure that the deities and the pictures of the Lord, so they are nicely cleansed and they are nicely served. And also here we see that the detail to which Bhishmadev is actually going into in taking the darshan of the Lord. So in the battlefield, so many things are happening. So what actually generally catches attention of a person is that what kind of a weapon other person has, and how strong is he, and how can I attack him, and how can I defeat him, and things like that. So it is hardly we will be able to see other details. So many people we actually come across every day, and we don't get to remember all the details. In fact, we interact with so many people for various businesses. So we remember whatever business for which we have interacted with them. So we remember that, but we don't generally we don't remember what color dress or like what all things that he was wearing or having and things like that. So generally we will not be able to remember. What to speak about that? Our primary business when we come to take darshan of the Lord is to take darshan of the Lord. Still, we don't remember like what garland Lord was wearing or what dress Lord was wearing and things like that. So one time I was just thinking, we have in our centers we have photographs, and for our good fortune, the Lord is wearing the same dress every day. And then I was thinking that okay, I'll be able to remember what dress the Lord is wearing. Even though after taking darshan of the same dress every single day, still I was like so much taken aback. I'm not able to remember all the details of the dress, of the decorations of the Lord. Right, so that's our case. And here we see in the case of Bhishmadev that he is able to remember so much of details of the Supreme Lord. So we see now as we become more and more attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, more and more attached to the Lord, and more we develop love and affection towards the Lord. So then we will be able to remember each and every single detail of the Supreme Lord. So this is something very nice. This proves that Bhishmadev is a very great personality, very great devotee of the Lord. So because he could observe so much of great details, and then he could meditate on, and he's relishing this very amazing details that he had during the battlefield or during the battle of Kurukshetra. And the purport, the Lord is the Lord is the absolute form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. He is Sachidananda Vigraha. As such, transcendental loving service to the Lord in one of the five principal relations, namely Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. So these, that is neutrality, servitorship, fraternity, parental affection, and conjugal love, is graciously accepted by the Lord when offered to the Lord in genuine love and affection. So now we see that there are five different kinds of rasas that are there, which is the prominent rasas. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada actually mentions that in the context of mentioning that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Why? Because of two reasons. Now, what are the two reasons? Nattosime Sakashi. So, like these two, are there two reasons or one reason? One reason, na? Two reasons. Okay. So like, and then the next 2-3 paragraphs, Prabhupada actually explains how devotee means he has to be established in one of these rasas. No, so like that is devotee means like he's having some relationship with the Supreme Lord, and relationship means relationship has to be under one of these categories. No, Santa Dashya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. So which rasa the sadhaka is there in? Okay, he's expected to practice dasya. He's there in no rasa actually. He's there in material rasa. So like all of us have reached the prema stage, with material energy of Krishna. So we have spontaneous attraction to material energy of Krishna, and we have zero attraction to Krishna. So like we have to develop these relationships, and the sadhana practice is focused on dasya. So all the principles, like what are things that is permissible for a sadhaka and what are things that are not permissible for a sadhaka. So whatever things that are there in the section of dasya, and in that also permitted by the acharyas in the for the sadhana practice. So those things are good to be practiced by a sadhaka. So like one cannot practice sakya, one cannot practice like saying that one of my friends in the base, so he had this habit, he was a devotee from childhood, like raised in the devotee parents and things like that. So he had he thought he had sakya rasa. Whenever his service of bhoga offering is there, he would just keep the plate, hey kana kale, like that. That is his bhoga offering. And all of us used to be bewildered. ऐसा bhoga offering होता है क्या? And so then once a senior devotee, like he saw that and he told like, no, you should not do all these things. So you should properly offer mantra and you should practice as a servant of the Supreme Lord. So not of friendship and Vatsalya rasa and Madhurya rasa. These all rasas cannot be practiced. So practice actually is in the Dasya mood. And in fact, I just remember one nice statement by Vaisheshika Prabhu. So he mentions that those who actually practice Dasya Rasa towards Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so they will be awarded Madhurya Rasa towards Lord Krishna. So this is like, and what is that Dasya Rasa towards Gauranga Mahaprabhu? Like it is written by Vaisheshika Prabhu, so you can tell what he would have meant. Book distribution. So like so if you do book distribution, so that's an attitude of servitorship. So you are carrying the message of the Supreme Lord, you are carrying the message of the Acharya, and you are delivering it to the conditioned souls who are suffering in this material world. And when we do this act of service, so then Krishna will become very, very pleased, and he will award like the topmost benefit, the topmost benediction will be graced upon the devotee. So one who's running behind the bushes of the Vrindavan and who is trying to search Krishna there, so he will not be able to get Krishna. So like one nice, this one long back, when once like Rompat Maharaj had come to Bangalore, so he was explaining this one, the logo of Gaudiya Math, So like every time, just before book distribution, we try to discuss this one. So in that logo, if you can project that, it's possible. Gaudiya Math logo, you just search in the Google images and then you can put it there. So if you see it, it's been some time. I'll also open it. So there is nice, very, very nice thing that is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given. The whole of Krishna conscious philosophy in just in one logo. So that actually clarifies a lot of things. If you see, there is in the top, there is Gauranga Mahaprabhu is there. And then on the left hand side, you see Pancharatra, a book. And on the right hand side, you see Bhagavata. And then the central core of everything is Om Nama, or the holy name, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And surrounding the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is 6 opulences. So that means the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the possessor of like all the opulences. And then, so he is approached. Now, the approach to realize the Supreme Lord is of 2 pronged. So, one is on the Pancharatrika Vidhi, another is of Bhagavata Vidhi. So, like how to actually perform Pancharatrika Vidhi? So, one should follow the book called the Pancharatra, and it is Vidhi Marga. So, and in the Vidhi Marga, one like worships the Supreme Lord as Lakshmi Narayana, and the process of worship is like by Dhupa, Deepa, Archana, like bell and stuff like that. So Archanam is the process, and the book to follow is Pancharatra, and the Marga is called Vidhi Marga. And the deities are Lakshmi and Narayana. And then, so like we see that on the right hand side, it is mentioned as Raga Marga. So generally people say that those who have idea of Radha Krishna worship, so they will tell about like Raga Marga Bhakti and things like that. And how to actually perform Raga Marga? So to study Srimad Bhagavatam. So what are we doing throughout the day today? Which Marga we are practicing? So we are actually practicing Raga Marga as given by the Acharyas, as given as like bestowed upon us by the Acharyas. And what other thing that we are like it's mentioned, the deity that is worshipped through Raga Marga is Radha and Krishna. And what is there like the methodology of worship? Sankirtanam, no? What is mentioned there? Kirtan. Kirtan. So Kirtan is there. And how to perform Kirtan? Mridanga is there and then printing press. So like, it is not that randomly Srila Prabhupada told that book distribution is Sankirtan. No. So it is not just a random thing that Srila Prabhupada actually mentioned. So in fact, in the book, the family business book, so Vaisheshika Prabhu actually mentions that at one point in time, so devotees started selling like incense, and then after that, like Hare Krishna Mantra record tapes and things like that. So then, so they started distributing that in good volumes and bringing in a lot of Lakshmi and things like that. So then Srila Prabhupada told, see, like we are not businessmen. So we are not meant to like sell anything and everything. So we are meant to do Sankirtan. We are like, it is a Sankirtan mission, and we are trying to attempt to make serious progress in Krishna consciousness. And we are meant to do Sankirtan, and book distribution is sufficient. We don't need to do any other business. So in this way, we can see that Srila Prabhupada had full understanding of the teachings of the Guru Parampara, full understanding of the teachings of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And so he had full confidence, if we follow this, we will be able to make tremendous spiritual progress. So in this way, like now we see that this Sankirtan, or the chanting of the names of the Lord, or glorifying the Supreme Lord, by recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the greatest way of actually rendering service to the Supreme Lord. And it is like both the things are given side by side, the Vidhi Marga and the Raga Marga. And if anybody says that in your ISKCON, like they don't teach Raga Marga, like we should be confident enough that we have a bona fide process, we have a bona fide spiritual master, and we have like a bona fide way to make spiritual advancement, and we are going to attain the topmost destination. So we have full clarity and we have full confidence. So if you don't have confidence, you go and search anywhere else. You try to pick up some mantra, you try to do some other exercise. But we have complete clarity of what is supposed to be done. It's not just confirmed by one acharya; it's confirmed by 3 transcendental acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada. And all of them are liberated personalities, not just liberated personalities, they are associates of the Supreme Lord, they are associates of Srimati Radharani. So like when people say that you should have Vraja Bhakti, and then you should follow in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan and things like that. So generally, like, they don't consider these three personalities, so they try to consider somebody else. So it is like one nice thing that actually comes up in Srimad Bhagavatam, that when all the gopis come to serve Krishna, so Krishna is telling that no, you should go back and serve your husbands. Your husbands are there at home, so you should serve them. So then, the gopis actually say, there is a analogy that is given, that if the husband is gone away from home, and then there is a deity of the husband is worshipped, the Pativrata Stri, she is so much in attachment to the husband, and then after the husband comes back home, so she should not be attached to the deity, she should actually be serving the husband, actual husband. So in that way, we see that many times devotees also get deviated, that if we have to follow in the footsteps of the devotees of Vrindavan, so first thing that should come to our mind is Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So these are the personalities who should come to our mind immediately. And so because they are personally they are actually helping us. In fact, by the purports of Srila Prabhupada, we are able to read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and that actually shapes our sadhana process and things like that. So we should be very, very grateful to Srila Prabhupada, and very grateful to the Guru Parampara. So this thing that is Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here, so one, if one is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, so it has to be in one of these 5 relationships: Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And so this is, we have been given a process of sadhana practice is primarily in the Dasya. So, but then we are not deprived of attaining the highest perfection. So everything is open for us. So we just need to do what the acharyas, and who are residents of Vrindavan, who are very dear associates of Radha and Krishna, and so whatever they have given us, if we just do, so we will be able to perfect. Sometimes people ask this doesn't seem to be like a process which awards highest destination. So the thing is, the rope may not look like it can take us lift us outside a well, but utane wala utayenge to what is it, pakadne wala ka kya jata hai, just pakad ke bahar aane ka. So the process that is given to us is the rope. So the rope, if we catch, and if we have faithful adherence to the acharyas, so then the acharyas will award the topmost benediction upon us. Right? So now we see Sri Bhismadev is a great devotee of Lord in relationship of servitorship. Thus, his throwing of sharp arrows at the transcendental body of the Lord is as good as the worship of another devotee who throws soft roses upon him. So it's quite difficult to understand. So how one can serve the Lord by throwing arrows? So because our relationship is not clarified, so we cannot start practicing this from tomorrow. So okay, so we thought that whatever is there within the realm of servitorship, is meant for sadhakas to practice. And Bhismadev is in the mood of servitorship. And how did he do his sadhana? He threw, and he did not do sadhana actually, basically. He is actually in the perfection. He is a Siddha Purusha. He is in perfection of his relationship. And in the perfected state, what the Lord wants, they know. And they actually act in that particular way. And there are 7 secondary rasas are there. Hasya, Adbhuta, Virya, Karuna, Raudra, Vibhatsa, and Vaya. So this is during our Bhakti Vaibhav examination. So these 7 we are supposed to memorize. So there is one tip for all devotees: if you have to memorize anything, you memorize in the form of a shloka. So you just need to remember the first word. Everything will come. So, but if you would have memorized the English, it's quite difficult to remember all the time. So it is Hasya, Adbhuta, Virya. So this Virya rasa is a secondary rasa. So the primary rasa means that is what is the relationship a living entity has with the Supreme Lord. And secondary rasa are, these are supplements. They actually come and go. So one of the secondary rasas which Bhismadev was very much absorbed and it is like whenever Krishna appears, Bhishmadev actually performs this pastime of fighting with Krishna and offering a very very tough fight and things like that. And Krishna also likes this exchange, and both of them, they know that it is, this fight is of exchange of devotional service. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada gives a nice example of during like in the monarchy time, the kings sometimes have some jokers, in the assembly, and the jokers are jokers are like ministers, like who are who has the liberty to cut jokes on the king also. So like and king would not mind if they do that. So from that we can understand, even an ordinary king, ordinary like emperor and a controller and a king, so he has this kind of a tendency that he like if somebody can, it's not like every time everybody is telling your honor and things like that, and कुछ तो कोई तो होना चाहिए ऐसा बात करने के लिए. So and he likes it, and if everybody does like that, no, he will not like it. If anybody else does like that, he will not like it. So in the same way, we see that great devotees of the Lord, when they exchange such kind of relationship, the Lord actually likes. After this, in the next shloka, we will see that Bhishmadev remembers that Arjuna was ordering Krishna like to take the ratha in midst of both the armies, and Krishna is following. Krishna is acting just like an order carrier. So it is not that like, and Krishna likes to carry out the orders of his devotees. He relishes. So, but if you and me goes and orders Krishna, what will Krishna do? Krishna will become thoroughly irritated. Who is this guy coming and ordering me? Like, no, tappad bhi nahi marenge. Like, that is also mercy of the Lord. So, it's like, no, he will not even bother actually. He may employ his material energy, thoda isko tappad maro. So he doesn't even deserve to get the hands of me. So he deserves to be punished by material nature. So in this way, like we see that like Bhishmadev was in the mood of servitorship, and he was rendering service like by throwing arrows at Krishna. And it is service because Krishna was pleased. We can understand Krishna was pleased, and also like after, it was not just Krishna was pleased, and after that, Krishna is bestowing mercy upon Bhishmadev by personally appearing in front of him, and things like that. So we cannot just say Krishna is pleased. So even Chanur and Mushtik's fight, Krishna was pleased. So we cannot say, so like that means it is service. No, it's not service. Okay, so it appears that Bhishmadev is repenting the actions he committed against person of the Lord, but actually Lord's body was not at all pain due to his transcendental existence. His body is not matter. Both he himself and his body are complete spiritual identity. So we see that many wonderful aspects that is mentioned here. Okay, so this section is spirit is never pierced, burnt, dried, moistened, etc. This is vividly explained in Bhagavad Gita. So also it is stated in the Skanda Purana. It is said that the spirit is always uncontaminated and indestructible. It cannot be distressed, nor can it be dried up. So this is wonderful. This one that is mentioned about the body of the Lord. So the body of the Lord is not material, and it is completely spiritual. And Krishna mentions when he comes, like he comes Sambhavami Atma Maya. He comes out of his own accord and out of the internal potency. He doesn't take shelter of the external potency. And then Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. So like we see that the birth and activities of the Supreme Lord are all transcendental. It doesn't have anything to do with the matter. And so the Lord sometimes performs pastimes like appear to be like material. So, but we should not think that it is the Lord's body is material. So Lord and the Lord's body are non-different. So we have a body and we have the spirit soul, or we are the spirit soul, and it is both are different. So, but the Lord's body and Lord's personality, or Lord as a person, so they are non-different. And Lord's holy name and the Lord is also non-different. So in that way, we see that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find Narada Muni describing this material world as non-different from the Supreme Lord. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetar. So that is like this world is nothing but Bhagavan. You know. So like how to understand like so in that way the Lord and Lord's body are non-different and at the same time different also. Correct, no? Huh? No, it is completely not different. It is made of internal potency of the Lord. So, for technical analysis, one may say that okay, Lord's body is made of the Chit Shakti of the Lord. So, but then no, it is not like the material world is not different from the Lord at the same time different from the Lord. It is not like that. So, the body of the Lord is absolutely not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that's the way. That is his personal form. No, so like the personal name of the Lord. No, it's also like it's as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is not that as we compare it with the material world or as we compare it with any other entity. The Lord being non-different. So in that way, the Lord is non-different with his body. Like even if there is difference, it is very very negligible. So it is very very negligible. It is the same personality of the Supreme Lord. And no, here it is, no, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, even an ordinary spirit, like ordinary spirit means the energy of the Lord, like all of us, so who are Vibhinnamsa, who are separated entities of the Supreme Lord and separated energy of the Supreme Lord. So even we cannot be cut to pieces, even we cannot be burned, dried, or moistened, and things like that. So then, what to speak of the Supreme Lord? So the Supreme Lord's body is made of spirit. No, it is not made of matter. So it is completely spirit, and spirit cannot be cut, and spirit cannot be like burnt or moistened or things like that. So then, how can there be the wounds in the body of the Lord? There is no possibility of wounds in the body of the Lord. No, there is no possibility of Lord experiencing pain. So, like, so this is also a nice thing. The nature of the Lord is in connection to bliss. You remember any statements in connection to bliss? The form of the Lord and bliss. Sachidananda Vidura. So, like, his body is of Sat Chit and Ananda. Its body is made of, or the Lord is a personality of Ananda. Any other statements? Huh? Anandamaya Abhyasat. So, like, what is the nature of that Supreme Brahman? So, the Supreme Brahman is like nothing but Ananda. So he is like his existence. It's like there cannot be any misery that exists. Like misery, definition of misery is when the Lord doesn't exist in a place. So then there is cause of misery that actually comes. So the definition of misery itself is absence of Lord. So like wherever the Lord is present, there cannot be any this one. There cannot be any misery. In fact, it is not just wherever the Lord is present, wherever the Lord's devotees are present. So there is a very nice incident that happened in Mahabharata. So like when Agyatavas is happening, so that time like there is a discussion that is going on how to find the Pandavas. So so if I'm not wrong, Bhismadev actually tells he tells them that if you all don't feel bad, I will tell you, where to find where the Lord is. So where the Pandavas are. So and he'll glorify the Pandavas so much that wherever this great personality Yudhishthir is there, so that place will be flourishing. That place, there will be like no scarcity. There will not be any drought or famine or anything like that. So much of opulence and so much of this one will be there and things like that. And so like all the Kauravas are like, Duryodhana is like so much. Why are you glorifying these personalities? But what to do? Like, if you have to find them, you have to know about them. And if you have to know about them, so that is nothing but glorification of them. And in that way, like they actually make a plot and they find which is the kingdom that is flourishing, very nicely at this point in time. So then they find that the Pandavas are there, but then it took so much of time, so that they could not successfully find them, like and reveal them before the Agyatavas ends. So we see that wherever the Lord is there, wherever the devotees of the Lord is there, so like both are fit is same only. So where will the Lord be there? So Lord will not be there just like anywhere. So what what does it say? Like where the Lord will be there? Huh? Naham tishtami vaikunta yoginam hridayeshu va tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanta madbhakta. So like wherever the devotees actually come and they actually glorify and glorify the Supreme Personality of God, so the Lord actually makes his manifestation or appearance over there. So that is why the best way to make the Lord appear is be in the devotee association. So in the devotee association, when devotees come together and chant and hear, so then the Lord actually appears. So and it is also in our Sanskrit class also there was teacher was mentioning. So like etra gayanti mat bhaktaha, bhaktaha, bhaktau, bhaktaha. So means bhaktaha means there must be like more than two devotees. So like you are alone chanting and hearing, okay, fine, like Lord may bestow mercy upon you. So like two devotees, still it is better. And then if you want Lord to appear, at least minimum three devotees should come together. So according to the Sanskrit grammar. So anyways, so the key thing is, so wherever the Lord is there, and where the Lord will be there, wherever the devotees are there, so then immediately that place will become very, very auspicious and very blissful and things like that. And if that is the case, so then how can the Lord experience pain? So there is no possibility of Lord experiencing pain. There is no possibility of Lord possessing a material body. There is a nice adjective that is used for material body. So, Srila Prabhupada often cites that shloka, Kleshada Ashadeha. Now, what is the meaning of this? Deha, for Deha there is a nice adjective that is used. So, what is the meaning of this definition? Kleshada Ashadeha means this body is meant to give suffering. So that is the identity of this body. In fact, when in the sixth canto of Bhagavatam, when Yamadutas and Vishnudutas, when they have the discussion, so like that time, one nice thing that Yamadutas actually reveal that in this material world, so like we are given, every living entity is given body, because body के बिना soul को हम punishment नहीं दे सकते. So इसके लिए we give the body and we give them the identity that you are this body, and उसके बाद वो body को मारेंगे तो उसको लगेगा हाँ दर्द हो रहा है. नहीं तो मारते रहेंगे उसको दर्द नहीं होगा. So ऐसा कैसे होगा? So in that way, this body is designed for giving misery. But the Lord's body is not like that. Lord cannot experience pain. Lord cannot experience wounds. Lord cannot experience this kind of material experiences, right? So this is nicely mentioned by Srila Prabhupada here, explaining this particular thing. And when Lord Vishnu in his incarnation appears before us, he seems to be like one of the conditioned souls, materially engaged, just to bewilder the asuras or the non-believers. Who are always alert to kill the Lord. Even from the very beginning of his appearance, Kamsa wanted to kill Krishna, Ravana wanted to kill Rama. And because foolishly they were unaware of the fact that the Lord is never killed, for the spirit is never annihilated. Therefore, Bhismadev's piercing the body of Lord Krishna is a sort of bewildering problem for the non-devotee atheists. But those who are devotees or liberated souls are not bewildered. Bhismadev appreciated the all-merciful attitude of the Lord because he did not leave. Okay, so now this point is very important before this. So Lord's transcendental body. So what is the way that a devotee interprets this whole thing? So first and foremost is the basic education that is given to us is Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned that the soul is eternal and soul cannot be burnt, cut, bruised and all those things. And if that is the case of the normal soul, so what about the case of the Supreme Lord? He cannot be affected by all these things. So that is the first proposition that is taken. And then how to understand that Lord is going through wounds and blood and pain and stuff like that. In fact, when Shalva, so when he was fighting, when he came and attacked Dwaraka, so at that time, in the fight, he brought the head of Vasudev, so he brought the head of Vasudev. and he dropped in the battlefield. And Krishna gave up all his weapons, and he also kneeled down, and he was crying like, "Oh, my father, like, no, you're dead," and things like that. So this is all just to bewilder the demons. So it is like, when Krishna performs his pastimes, when Krishna wants to cheat, nobody can actually identify. He's the biggest cheater actually. So, when he performs his pastimes, he gives sufficient this one, that the non-devotees, they are thinking that the Lord's body is made of matter. So, no, and Lord is, what is the identity of the Lord? Eko bhuvnamya vidadati kama. He is the one who fulfills everybody's desire. So, if he performs pastime, only devotees are satisfied. So, फिर तो ये statement गलत हो जाएगा. So he has to satisfy everybody. So Lord gives some pastimes, to satisfy the atheists also. कि हाँ देखो भाई, मेरा material body है. So when I come to this world, I also take material body. I also go through all this transformation. And materialist and atheist, they're satisfied. Ah, देखो, भगवान का material body है. So everybody are satisfied with Lord's pastimes. So only Lord can do this thing. So, but those are devotees, they completely understand. So Lord cannot go through all these things, and this is attributed towards the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. Okay? So now, especially the Moshali Leela, so the Lord's winding up pastimes of this world. So people say that one hunter, he actually killed Krishna. So and what effort he did to kill Krishna? He shot an arrow. And where did he shoot an arrow? In the Lord's toes. Like our Vaibhav was showing, by catching your nearby devotee's feet. As a chance. So we see, Bhismadev was shooting arrows, and Bhismadev is very, very powerful personality, and his arrows also quite powerful. And when Bhismadev's arrow, it is Arjun and Bhishma and personalities like that. So anybody who's not a Kshatriya, if they see them wearing their armor and having their weapons and things like that, darshan matra se mar jayenge actually. So that is a kind of this one. And if they actually take the bow and arrow and shoot, uske baad then it is. So morning we saw that one of the name of Arjuna was Vijaya. So because they never actually face any defeat. So their position is so amazing that when Bhishmadev's arrows, when it is put on the body of Krishna and put on the chest of Krishna and things like that, and Krishna is taking it, and after that he is running to attack Bhishma and things like that. Kuch nahi hua. And one hunter came and then पैर में तीर मारा तो मर गया. So how can it be understood? So it is just the pastime of the Lord. So one should understand. So a devotee should understand that these are all just pastimes of the Lord. When the Lord wants, he will show bloodshed, and he will show that he is affected by the wounds. And when the Lord wants, he will not be affected at all. Right? And in this section, Srila Prabhupada writes a very nice this one. He cites Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay, so before that, there is another thing that is there, the all-merciful nature of the Lord. So here it is mentioned that Arjuna was it can be told that Krishna took the side of Arjuna, and then he saved Arjuna, and then he killed other people. So in the next shloka also we will be discussing about this. So we will discuss about this topic all there. But how the Lord is equal to everybody, how the Lord is all merciful, that is explained. And then Srila Prabhupada actually mentions about Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, a great acharya and devotee in humor of conjugal love with the Lord, remarks very saliently in this regard. He says that the wounds created on the body of the Lord by the sharpened arrows of Bhishmadev were as pleasing to the Lord as the biting of a fiancé, who bites the Lord's body, directed by a strong sense of sex desire. Such biting by the opposite sex is never taken as a sign of enmity, even if there is a wound on the body. Therefore, the fighting as an exchange of transcendental pleasure between the Lord and his pure devotee Sri Bhishmadev was not at all mundane, Besides that, since the Lord's body and the Lord are identical, there was no possibility of wounds on the absolute body. The apparent wounds caused by the sharpened arrows are misleading to the common mind, but one who has a little absolute knowledge can understand the transcendental exchange in the chivalrous relation. The Lord was perfectly happy with the wounds so caused by the sharpened arrows of Bhismadev, but he will not be happy if we do that. So, so like no, always we should put the star mark everywhere. The words. So here we see that no, Srila Prabhupada is citing the Acharya, like Krishna Chakravarti Thakur, that no, this a similar kind of this one we can see in the case of a lover and a beloved. So when they have their loving exchanges, so even then, sometimes some harm is created to the body. So, but that kind of a harm is not considered to be enmity, right? So here we see Bhishmadev is causing the wounds in the body of Krishna. It is actually relished by Krishna. It's actually relished by both the parties. So it's quite difficult. Like the Kshatriyas exchanges are quite very difficult to understand. So like so the word Vividyamana is significant because the Lord's skin is not different from the Lord. Because of our skin is different from our soul. In our case, Vividyamana means being bruised or cut. Would have been quite suitable. So, but in the case of the Lord, it is not true. So, because the Lord's skin is also spirit, and spirit cannot be cut to pieces, right? And the transcendental bliss is of different varieties, and the varieties of activities in the mundane world is but a perverted reflection of transcendental bliss, because everything in the mundane world is qualitatively mundane, with full of inevitabilities. Whereas the absolute realm, because everything is the same absolute nature, so there are varieties of enjoyment without inevitability. So the Lord enjoyed the wounds created by great devotees Bhishmadev, and because Bhishmadev is a devotee in the chivalrous relationship, he fixed up his mind on Krishna in that wounded condition. So, like in fact, when the Kshatriyas, when they go out to the battle, and then they come with like bloodshed and things like that and all, so that a queen, Kshatriyani, like so she will, if she gets the smell of the blood of the husband, she will feel very nice, so like that. So it is very difficult. The equation of Kshatriyas are quite difficult to understand. So like so these so like when Lord is doing the role of a Kshatriya and Bhishmadev is doing the role of a Kshatriya, and when they are exchanging their loving exchanges, so that will be on that platform, so like in that particular rasa, so it is quite difficult for us to even imagine. So like imagine like two devotees, they're very nice friends, and their exchange of friendship is like ek dusre ko maar rahe hain, things like that. So we cannot imagine that thing because we are not Kshatriyas. No, we are not. So like so we have to exchange relationship as according to befitting our positions. So and we go to the next sloka. So just to save time, we will see the translation. In the obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Shri Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Harikshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana. And while there, he shortened the lifespan of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by looking at the army. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. So now we see like Bhishmadev is actually glorifying in these slokas about his object of meditation. So like in the previous sloka we saw Bhishmadev is trying to meditate upon wounded Krishna, and now he is trying to meditate upon Krishna, who is acting as a servant of his friend, or acting in the friendship with his with Arjuna, and he's following the orders of Arjuna, and then he mercifully, like how did he like shorten the lifespan of other people? By merciful glance, so it's so like marring to be like it is out of mercy, so like Lord mercifully reduced this one lifespan of other people. And in this connection, I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, like I have again started one more round of Srimad Bhagavatam, reading I'm in the first canto. So and in the chapter where of the son of Drona punished, so there it is mentioned, like one aspect about the shortening of lifespan is mentioned. So the thing is, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, there are 5 people, who are supposed to be offered protection. So who are the 5 people who are supposed to be offered protection? Children, cows, brahmanas, women, old men. No, so saintly people, brahmanas. No, so it comes under the category. So these 5 classes of people have to be offered protection, and if somebody doesn't offer protection, to these 5 kinds of people, so their life will be shortened. No, so and in that section it is mentioned their lives became shortened because of mishandling the hair of Draupadi. No, so they dragged Draupadi by catching hold of her hair and brought her into the assembly, and they wanted to see her naked. So when this thing was happened, that time itself their lives were shortened. And it is mentioned that those who perform this act, heinous act, their lives are shortened. So, but other people, they just know it is wrong, and they did not do any wrong. They just simply witnessed it. What happens to them? If you just simply witness a wrong thing, you didn't do any wrong, no? Huh? The same, the same effect, it actually comes. In fact, more greater effect actually comes. In fact, this one I was reading Ramayana, and in the Ramayana, no, Bharata, after coming back from his relative's place, his mama's place, so he understands that Dasharatha is gone and Rama is gone. Dasharatha is dead and Rama has gone to the forest, and he's going to meet Kausalya, and Kausalya is very angry, or she doesn't want to see Bharata, thinking that this guy only made all the plots, so to do all these things, and then just to convince Kausalya, he actually offers a series. One whole chapter is series of curses offered by Bharata. Whoever has consented, Lord Rama to go to the forest, let him get this sinful reaction. So one of the curse that he's offering is may that person get this kind of sin. What kind of a sin? A sin of a person who has accepted a very nice spiritual practice and very glorious spiritual practice, and after accepting the practice, he's not criticizing those who are speaking against the spiritual practice. So then he will get those who speak against a bona fide spiritual path, they will enter into the region of darkness, and those who know that it is wrong and they don't retaliate to that, they enter deeper darkness actually. So this is actually cited, so in the Ramayana actually. So and this actually shows why Srila Prabhupada is so angry about Mayavadi, so why Srila Prabhupada is so angry about materialists and things like that. So this is perfect. What Srila Prabhupada actually offered is perfect way to make spiritual advancement. There are some devotees in ISKCON, so they say that whatever Prabhupada glorified Krishna, this is all amazing. But we should be positive also. We should not speak about the negative statements. And though Acharya has mentioned so much of negative statements, or means criticize, Mayavadis, criticize materialists and things like that. So why to waste time on all those things? We should just simply be interested in glorifying Krishna. So we should not do any of these things. So then it is not very proper. We are living in Kali Yuga, and everywhere it is so much of bombardment. Everywhere it is so much of people actually criticize the pure path of Krishna consciousness. And how do we know who are all criticizing? How do we know against whom all we should speak? You don't need to know anything. You just simply read Bhaktivedanta purports. Everything that is needed for your spiritual growth is there. किसको किसको गाली देना सब उसी में and what is the right way to chastise them, that is also there. Just simply recite Srimad Bhagavatam along with its purports. Everything is sufficiently there. You will make spiritual advancement. So don't cut paste. Don't cut short whatever is there in in the Srimad Bhagavatam as presented by the Acharya. So however the Acharya has presented, it is for our perfect all-round spiritual growth. If you cut something from there, saying that, oh, this is all negative statements, we will only meditate on the Lord. Our meditation on the Lord will be flopped actually. And so we should see this this shortening of the lifespan is actually like done at a multiple this one. So one of the ways is that through the merciful glance of the Lord, and another is like by wrongly mishandling Draupadi. She's a woman. Women is supposed to be protected. In whatever case, they should have not done such kind of adharmic activity. And when adharma is performed, immediately life is shortened. So like in 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, like we have amazing glories of Kali Yuga. One chapter is there. So like, so like in the glories of Kali Yuga, it is mentioned that why people are short-lived because of so much of adharma that is there, rampant adharma that is there. So because of that, like lives are shortened. So, and we see that the Lord is shown as the order carrier of Arjuna, and Srila Prabhupada, both in Bhagavad Gita and here. So, he very nicely mentions Lord is no one's order carrier. Lord is always the master, and just because he is doing the service of a devotee, like he cannot be called a servant, or he cannot be put down in his position. So sometimes like people have this one, who is the supreme? Like Lord Shiva is supreme or Lord Rama is supreme? And they tell that in the Ramayana, so like Lord Rama, he worshipped Lord Shiva. So like this is a very flimsy logic. Who worships whom? Cannot be like through which we cannot be determined. So in spiritual world there is a competition of service. The Lord wants to serve the devotee and devotee wants to serve the Lord. So if we have to if you have to identify who is the Lord by seeing who is serving whom, so then it is like going to ISKCON temple and finding a das, like either das kaun or entering into the ashram and finding a Taklu devotee, or going to Tirupati and finding a bald-headed person. I want to find a person who is bald-headed. Either the sab log bald-headed. So like in that way we see that who is serving whom. The spiritual world, everybody is serving everybody. Even the Lord is serving his devotee. So how can you actually find out? Like this guy is serving him, so he is Lord and he is servant. And next moment he is serving him, and it's quite difficult to understand who is master. And this devotee is calling that devotee as Prabhu. इसके मतलब वो प्रभु है. And then that devotee is also calling this devotee as Prabhu. अभी तो confusion है. असलियत में बताओ कौन प्रभु है. So then devotee will say, no, we have a Mahaprabhu. So who is the real Prabhu? So like that, we see that, we cannot estimate, who is great by who is serving whom. And so like here the Lord is, Prabhupada actually justifies, the Lord is no one's servant, Lord is a master. So Lord is the Bhokta, Lord is the enjoyer, and Lord is the master of everything. So but as a pastime, sometimes he actually becomes, he likes to serve his devotees. And so this so happened, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to South Indian Yatra. So that time, Lord was asking, the permission of all devotees, and devotees, lovingly ordered the Lord, you cannot go now. And they kept ordering him, they kept requesting him for some time. And after some time, that the Lord told, no, abhi bus ho gaya, मैं जा रहा हूँ. So my Lord, you are the master, आप आगे पूछेंगे तो हम लोग ऐसा बोलेंगे, follow करना नहीं करना आपका ऊपर है. So you are independent supreme personality of Godhead. कभी-कभी आप पास टाइम करते हैं कि हमारा बात मानते हैं. कभी-कभी you exhibit your independent nature. So you are independent supreme personality of Godhead. So in this way, the Lord sometimes, he accepts or he relishes, performing pastimes as the servant of his devotees, but this doesn't reduce his position as the master. He is the master of everyone. Okay? And then it is also mentioned about, Lord is all merciful. He cannot harm anyone. So that is very nicely covered in this particular, in the particular purport. So it is mentioned, the Lord diminished the duration of life of the opposite party by his merciful glance. It is said that all fighters who assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained salvation by personally seeing the Lord at the time of death, Therefore, is diminishing the duration of life of Arjuna's enemy does not mean that he was partial to the cause of Arjuna. No. So this is in great detail. It is discussed in many sections of Srimad Bhagavatam. So one of the amazing section is the first chapter of 7th canto. So like where where Parikshit Maharaj puts a similar kind of a question. It is always, almost always seen that Lord actually comes and takes sides of Indra and all the demigods, and then he kills, he kills the enemies of Indra. So why is he doing like this? No, why is he taking sides? Why is he partial and things like that? So that time it is mentioned, the Lord is just like a fire. No, if you lovingly touch or you touch with hatred, the fire will burn. In the same way, the Lord will. The Lord's nature is to benefit. He's all good. So in any way, the Lord actually comes in interaction. So then, it will be very, very good. So that is why, Bhagavan said, "Tapad bhi khayenge," like, acha hai actually. So it is, it is any interaction with the Lord is very, very nice. So this is like in the Rath Yatra bus times, when I think Pratap Rudra Maharaj wants to take darshan of Lord Chaitanya's dancing, and beach mein Shiva Thakur, is also dancing, and then one of the servants of Pratap Rudra Maharaj, what is his name? Harichandran, if I'm not wrong. So like he tries to move him, and then tapad maar dete usko, like, and then Pratap Maharaj is he's actually very much this one ki like ye kaun hota hai, like mujhe tapad mara hai, and Pratap Maharaj is telling like you're so fortunate, mujhe tapad nahi mila, tumko mila. So somehow or other you got the touch of a devotee, touch of a very close associate of Lord. So it's so nice actually, So like, so when authority chastises, the devotee feels like somehow or other I'm so fortunate, I got chastisement. So it's quite difficult to actually understand that. So, anyways, for neophytes, they don't need to practice devotional service like this. So, the all merciful nature of the Lord is that even though he reduced the lifespan of the opposite party, still it is very, very beneficial, because all of them, they got an opportunity to be glanced personally by the Lord, and then they all got the benefit of attaining their ultimate destination. And in text 36, we see, when Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. So here we see the Lord is, one amazing thing that is mentioned is about the Lord, how he saves his devotee and how he removes the ignorance. So like how the Lord removes the ignorance, Jnana Deepena Bhashvata, when the Lord becomes very, very merciful. Tesham eva anukampartam aham anjana jamtamam. So when the Lord becomes extremely merciful upon a living entity, he doesn't give him wealth, rather he takes off wealth from him. And he doesn't give his name, fame, and other things, but he actually removes the ajnana, and he gives he lights the lamp of knowledge, in his life, in his heart. So we see that the Lord performed this pastime, and seemingly Arjuna was put into illusion, and Lord performs this pastime of giving the knowledge and eradicating the ignorance. And so may his lotus feet always remain as the object of my attraction. And Srila Prabhupada actually comments in this particular shloka. He talks about the Vedic system, that how the kings used to fight, and it is not that kings would sit back in this one. And where do they put bombs during the wars? In the civilian area. So in the civilian area they put bombs, and then and that too, which is the best place to put bomb? Like for the terrorist, what do they actually schools and hospitals, where more people are there, or in the malls and places like that. And temples also get threats, because temples also are many people actually congregate. So bomb डालेंगे तो इतना पैसा खर्च किया तो अच्छा output return on investment देखना रहेगा. So that is how these people actually calculate. And you see that these people are sitting behind the their desks, and then they are like commanding their people to put bombs and things like that. But in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions like on the both the sides, Arjuna, Bhishma, Dronacharya, like Duryodhana, everybody, all the key people, all the key leaders, they were there in the battlefield, and they were there in the battlefield. कौन सा row में थे? मिडिल में थे ना, लाइक थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्शन था, लाइक सामने थोड़ा प्रोटेक्शन, पीछे सब ऐसा नहीं, वो सामने थे एक्चुअली सबसे सबका सामने थे. सो लाइक इसके लिए उनको बोलते हैं नेता, नेता या लाइक प्रमुख बोलते हैं ना. सो लाइक सबसे सबसे सामने दे यूज्ड टू बी देयर, एंड दे यूज्ड टू फाइट फ्रॉम द फ्रंट. So this is mentioned, and then also like citizen's position. What is the position of the king is mentioned. What is the position of the citizen? Citizen's position is Duryodhan rule kare, Arjuna rule kare, like apna 1/4 of the this one is paid as a tax, and everything, road is taken care of, like water facility is taken care of, everything is taken care of. 1/4 kali hum tax bhar rahe hain actually. So this is like amazing system of the Vedic system, and king's job is to take care, and the citizens' job is to like, and citizens are not even allowed कि like battlefield में live क्या चल रहा है, हम थोड़ा देख के आएंगे, not even allowed for those things. Anybody lesser than Kshatriya, so he is not allowed in the battlefield, and so now we see that Arjuna's contamination. So what is Arjuna's contamination? Prabhupada very nicely puts forward. Arjuna's contamination is his unwillingness to execute dharma for material reasons, and he was overly attached to the family, this ones. So one of the sign of knowledge is nityam samachittatvam ishta. So like in the 13th chapter, Krishna actually mentions one of the things, one of the practice or one of the angas of jnana is that not being too much attached to one's wife, home, family, and things like that. So now, like, how to understand this thing? If one is completely udasin, he is not taking care of the family, then he will not develop in jnana. And one is overly attached to them, then also he will not develop in jnana. So one need to have the appropriate attachment to like one's kinsman, as much as it is sanctioned in the scriptures. So then he will develop in knowledge actually. So here we see that Arjuna, he was becoming overly attached to the family members. That is a problem. Over attached to the family members, and then he is stepping back from his dharma of fighting. So that is like one contamination. And another contamination is that renunciation for wrong reason. Like it is mentioned that like he's a devotee of the Lord, and then devotees of the Lord is like naturally they are renounced. So like so Arjuna, like he got the opportunity. Okay, like उन लोगों को चाहिए तो हम दे देंगे. So like and Krishna told this is renunciation for wrong reasons. We see that what makes a thing Krishna conscious and what makes a thing material. So even such amazing aspects as renunciation becomes material if it is not done according to Krishna conscious principles. Even and the topmost material thing that is mentioned is family attachment. Even a person who's residing in the family, but if he is conducting the family business as a dharmic way, like without attachment to the family and only for the purpose of making spiritual progress, and he is conducting a dharmic household life, that household life, that material activity can become spiritual, but a renunciation for a wrong reason can become material actually. So what makes a thing material? To remove Krishna from something makes it material. And what makes a thing spiritual? To identify things in association with Krishna. So then that makes it spiritual, right? So that is this one. So like if somebody dedicates his life and become a brahmachari, so he has to follow the rules and regulations of the brahmachari ashram, and he should not copy like what grahastha devotees are doing. So then Krishna will not be pleased. Krishna will be pleased with the grahastha devotee, but Krishna will not be pleased with the brahmachari who is following a grahastha devotee. So and brahmachari is renounced. He like घर पे बात नहीं करते हैं, and like maybe like okay, he nicely arranges satsang program for his parents and things like that, and then he takes care of his parents in a different way. And so like a grahastha also takes care of his parents in the way brahmachari is taking care. Krishna will not be pleased with that. So like you see that different ashramas have different rules and regulations, And when we perform that nicely according to that particular this one, so then Krishna likes such a thing. So then that is bringing in Krishna. Bringing in Krishna means following the rules and regulations of the scriptures nicely, right? So that is bringing in Krishna. So now Arjuna had contamination of, he seemingly cited like all the Vedic literatures, and then he seemingly followed certain Vedic principles, but Krishna was not very happy with that, because it is like for wrong reasons, for establishing like for or like for his attachment, due to the attachment to material things. He was actually citing all those things, and so scriptures are nigama kalpataror, galitam, like that is about Bhagavatam, but the scriptures are nigama is compared to like kalpataru, so it is like a desire fulfilling tree. So if somebody wants material attachment and he asks scriptures, is it wrong? No, I want material attachment, and scriptures will say, nahi beta, like no material attachment aisa leke aa sakte. And in that way, like scriptures will give whatever you want. Scriptures will give sufficient citations. In that way, like Arjuna was citing the scriptures, but still, whatever he was doing was material, right? And Krishna actually gave the right knowledge. And then also it is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada mentions that Arjuna's intelligence could never be polluted because he is an associate of the Lord. It is only because, like, two reasons that is mentioned. The Lord could give this Bhagavad Gita, and no, so the Lord, only reason is because the Lord could give the Bhagavad Gita in that way, like common people can become benefited. So with this, we have covered overall like this three shlokas that are there. So we saw that how the Lord's body is spiritual, and the Lord cannot experience this material things of getting wounded and bruised and things like that. And then it is in two shlokas, it was discussed and appreciated about the all merciful nature of the Lord. It is not that the Lord is protecting somebody and then like punishing somebody. So even Lord's punishment is also like very beneficial. And also like we saw that there is spiritual variety. There are different kinds of rasas are there. So one cannot be very stereotyped, like only one way of service. There's so many different rasas and so many different ways in which devotees actually render service to Krishna. And we also saw that sometimes the Lord acts as a order carrier of his devotee, but then he is always the master. And then shortening of the lifespan of people. So one we saw through the merciful glance of the Lord, and another is like not offering protection, to people who are supposed to be protected. So and then we also saw about the Vedic system of the nature of the Kshatriyas, like how do they actually stand in front and fight, and then they fight for the cause of dharma, and the nature of citizens, like or duty of the citizens. And also we discussed about Arjuna's contamination and how the Lord actually removed the contamination of Arjuna and protected it. Okay, so with this we pause the discussion here. If there is any questions or comments, one or two we can take. Yes, sir.
So it is mentioned in Srila Prabhupada that Krishna and Krishna's name, bodies and all those things, they are not different. In one of the places I read that because they have the same potency. So in the absolute term, in the spiritual platform, we understand that the two things are similar because they have the same potency. And you mentioned that Krishna and material energy in absolute platform not different because they don't have the same potency. So is it the correct understanding that in absolute term we say two things are the same when they have the same potency?
Same potency, same thing that they can exhibit. So now you see that the Lord is not different from his energy. So Shaktir Shakti Matayor Veda. So that is this one of Veda and Aveda. So like the energy of the Lord is different from the Lord, and at the same time non-different from the Lord. So but there are some things which are directly the personality of Lord, of the Supreme Lord. So those things are completely non-different from him. So they are not like the energy. Energy is sometimes different and sometimes non-different. Like sometimes like it's simultaneously different and non-different. All the time it is simultaneously different and non-different. So the material energy is more different, than non-different, and spiritual energy more non-different than different. And this Supreme Lord himself, like his personal attributes, like his name, form, qualities, and pastimes, they are identical with the Supreme Lord. So they are like, you cannot say that it is different at any point in time. So the name of the Lord is all the time, it is identical with the Supreme Lord. It is never different from the Supreme Lord. Okay. But spiritual energy, no, spiritual energy is not different from the Supreme Lord, but still it is not different. And material energy, it is different from the Supreme Lord, but still it is not different. So the emphasis is different. So where we put the emphasis, that is where this one is. Right. Big.
Many times in scriptures, there are morely emphasizing this Krishna body is not separate from body and the spiritual. So basic doubt is when Rama avatar also he left body. Basic question is when they leave this body, whether they go along with the body or still body.
They don't. There is no question there is no question of leaving the body. So there is a great detail to which the acharyas actually explain the final pastimes of the Lord. So as we discussed in the class also, so the Lord actually gives sufficient clues or sufficient this one for non-devotees. So Lord may leave a body which is made of material energy, and so like the non-devotees may have nice time saying that okay, he is also like another person who had a material body like all of us. So that may happen like that. So but then for spiritualists, so it is like the Lord actually ascends to the spiritual world with the self same body. Like that.
Okay, Prabhu, but normal person leaving the body, he will also leave the body and he will go to other body. Soul will transfer. So I was not convinced how to understand this. He is God also living body and he is going with spiritual body.
No, spiritual body. Because he always exists in spiritual body. No. While quitting his or while finishing his pastimes, he just creates a material body and puts it over there. It is not that the body like he was living all the while. No, he's always there in the spiritual body. He doesn't require a material body to exist in the material world. No. So like even personalities like great acharyas, when they come, so they may take material body. So but when Krishna comes, he doesn't need to take a material body. No. And what about the material body that he leaves behind? So like वो जो atheist के लिए कुछ खिलौना चाहिए ना, उसके लिए कुछ खिलौना छोड़ के जाए.
Thank you, wonderful session. Prabhuji, like yesterday, but like we are given this material body to suffering, right? After this leaving our body, Yamdusar also give punishment. Which body they will punish?
They give another body. That is this body. See, this body is given so that you can experience some suffering and some happiness. That body is given, you experience only suffering. गलती से भी कुछ happiness अंदर घुसने नहीं चाहिए. What is the Sanskrit name for that body?
So my question was the same. When we say that the Lord's person form is not different from it, but material energy and material elements are more different from it than non-different from it. So, but when the Acharya say that when in material world, when Lord manifests to us in Artha Vigraha, which are presented to us in a material form, so but Acharya says they are in non-different form. But actually, Lord manifested that form to us in a material element, which is more different from when we sin. So, how do we understand that this Archa Vigraha form is not different?
See, Archa Vigraha form, there is like different kinds of worship based on the parampara that is there. So, one kind of worship is that the Lord is requested to come and reside in the form of the Archa Vigraha. And then after receiving the worship, so there is a procedure of like sending back the Lord. So like the devotee requests, okay, no, I'm very grateful that you appeared and then you accepted my service, and then now you can leave. And then next day again he may invite, and like that. So you will find that thing happens in even in our Yajna procedure also, like Kalasha Stapana and things like that. So there also they invoke the presence of the Lord, and after offering all the worship and things like that, they request the Lord to wind up. So even when Lord personally appears in this material world, this thing happens. The demigods, they go and offer prayers to the Lord, and the Lord appears. And then after that, like when the time to wind up the pastimes of the Lord comes, again the demigods come and they like offer the prayers to the Lord. My Lord, like no, thanks Lord, like no, you performed all these things, and we are formally requesting you, no, you can leave. No. So this is one procedure of worship. So, but the procedure of worship that is given to us in our parampara, so is that to understand that deity is not different from the Supreme Lord Himself. So, like we don't think that the Lord has descended into a material form to accept our service. So that is also bona fide. This one bona fide process is there in the Vedic scriptures, and this is also a bona fide process. And this is the process that is given to us by our acharyas. That is to consider the deity form of the Lord is absolutely not different from the Supreme Lord, and we render service to Him, with the idea that this is Sakshat, Brajendra is sitting here to accept my service. So that's the mood with which we approach the deity.
With the idea that its form is presented to us in a material form, so how do we? I mean, we are not actually ignoring that. So,
we are not ignoring that because we cannot see if the Lord were to come in the spiritual form, we will not be able to see Him. So Prabhupada explains nicely about this in many purports and classes that we just to give us an opportunity, to render service. He comes in a form that he accepts a form, that is relatable to us. And so otherwise, like he's those like who see him as not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he will actually act in that particular way. Sakshi Gopal's story is one of very nice this one. And those who think that no, this is a material element, and in that the Lord is manifest and things like that, the Lord will reciprocate like that. And those who see that no, this is only material element, ये तो like कुछ मूर्ति है, and इसको like इसको भगवान मानते हैं लोग. So then, for him, the Lord will reciprocate like a murti only, like a stone only. So he will not reciprocate beyond that. So it is as a person makes advancement, more and more he actually develops that kind of better and better vision. Like
we should be understanding like this, like this form is especially non-different from Krishna, even though there are material energies are there, but this form is especially non-different from Krishna, and we should be conscious of that.
Yeah. And the specific function of this form is to accept the devotional service offered by the devotee. Right? So that is the purpose for which this incarnation. Every incarnation of the Lord has a specific purpose. The purpose of Archa incarnation of the Lord is to receive the service from the Lord, is from the devotees.
And also, I mean, Prabhupada also said that, I mean, Krishna has the potential that it can make anything material spiritual.
Spirit into matter and matter into spirit. Yes.
Like when Lord comes,
Keep the mic.
Harikshetra. When Lord comes, you told that He comes in His own spiritual body, and we are all material. How could material people, could see the Lord?
So that is during certain window of time. So the Lord is visible to all the people. So, but even though He is visible to all the people, just like now you come to the temple and then you have the darshan of the deity. So like not everybody has the same experience, of taking darshan of the Lord. So in the same way, even when the Lord physically appears, like during His manifest pastimes, so people if they are not having the devotional sentiments and attitude, they will not be able to appreciate the Lord. So like Duryodhana, so he saw the Lord, so but he did not got the appreciation that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I must render service to Him. I must surrender to Him and I must render service to Him. So that did not occur to him. So like right understanding of Krishna means iti matva bhajante ma. So right understanding of Krishna means if I have understood this is Supreme Personality of Godhead, this is like this is the Supreme Lord himself, the next immediate thing that will happen, the immediate reaction that will happen in my personality is that I will render service unto him. So if somebody says like I have taken darshan of Krishna, तो उसके बाद क्या किया? मैं ऑफिस गया, मतलब वो कुछ दर्शन नहीं मिला उसको. अगर दर्शन मिला मतलब नो, उसको खाली सेवा ही करेगा और कुछ नहीं करेगा. You know, so that is the effect of having darshan of the Lord. You know, so like. You know, so in this way we see that even when Krishna comes, so a particular window, so it is given, you know, for people to see the manifest pastimes of the Lord, just like, you know, in a particular place, no opportunity is given for people to see the Archa Murti of the Lord, Archa Vigraha of the Lord. In the same way, like during a particular time, you know, like people are given an opportunity to see the Archa, like what is it, the manifest pastimes of the Lord. So, but even then, like if they have developed loving sentiments towards the Lord, they'll be able to appreciate. Otherwise, as good as seeing the deity of the Lord, nothing will happen for them. Means some benefit will happen, but not the benefit like, you know, understanding the Supreme Lord.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, my doubt is not limited on that class. I have just
Then we'll do later. So now we have to do Pushpanjali of Gaur Kishodas Prabhuji Maharaj's, you know, disappearance day. Right? So today, please.
So you told about when we perform adharma, it will not give protection to the high signature. So as Yudhishthira Maharaj has bet his own wife and what gambling, so that is also not good. And since he is a conscious being also.
I don't know, like I may have to study that particular portion. You know, Dharma and Adharma is quite intricate. And it's ठीक है. Srila Prabhupada की जय और भक्तवृंद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.